Okay, here we go. So today we do a third method of solving systems of equations. Okay. Now let me show you before we get started the where we're at so far. We're solving systems, and you're going to title your note "Solving Systems by Elimination." We already solved systems two different ways. The first way we did graphing. I gave you guys a system. You guys needed to change in slope-intercept form both equations. You graphed both equations, and you found the point of intersection of the lines. The other way was substitution. We did that over the past couple of days, right? Where we solved one of the equations for one variable, substituted to the second, and then solved. Today we're going to do another method called elimination, also known as combination or addition. Out of the three, many times, this is probably the fastest method to solve the system. So for the party we're going to have, not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, I'm going to give you one system, and you have to solve it three different ways. That's why you already know this one, you already know this one. Today we're going to learn this one, okay? So our objective for today, I can solve systems of linear equation by graphing, substitution, and elimination. However, we already did what? Graphing and substitution. So today we're focusing on what? Elimination. So you already copied your objective on the board, is that correct? Yeah. All right. So once again, your title is Solving Systems by Elimination, and our objective can solve systems of linear equations by graphing, substitution, and elimination. And today we're focusing on elimination. So we already know what systems of linear equations are. We did that intro some time back. We said a set of two or more equations that have the same variables. I gave you guys examples, non-examples. However, we do need steps. Write these down, please. And specifically, the very first two steps are the key steps. Here it goes. Steps. Number one, change all equations to standard form. Change all equations to standard form. Step one, 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 change all equations to standard form. Tell your neighbor the step. Okay. Step two. Focus, please. Step two, eliminate one variable by adding or combining. Step two, eliminate one variable by adding or combining. 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 So, the first two steps are key steps. Step one, change all equations to standard form. Step two, eliminate one variable by adding or combining. Step 3, 4, and 5 are the same as what we did for substitution. Check this out. Look at step 3. Step 3, we're going to solve that equation for the remaining variable. Remember that? Step 4, we're going to substitute that variable into the other equation and solve for the last variable. And number 5, write as a coordinate and check. Okay? So, if you want to shorten your steps, let me show you what to write by circling and underlining stuff. Change to standard form, eliminate by one variable. Step 3, solve the remaining variable. 4, substitute the known variable and solve for the last. And at the end, write as a coordinate and check. So, copy that, please. So check this out. Once again, since we're getting to this one process that it has a lot of steps, to remember, step 1, I do this. Change. Who's seen this when people do this? Do you have any change or do you have any money? So for step 1, change into standard form, I do this. Step 2, eliminate. Who's seen Family Feud when they do this? Eliminate. Eliminate one of the variables. So step 1, change into standard form. Step 2, eliminate one of the variables. Okay? The rest of it you'll see as we get to the other steps. You're going to see how they're very similar to what we already did. Okay? So here we go. Copy example number 1 underneath that. Example 1. Don't copy that box. Just copy the system. Y equals negative 2x minus 5, and y equals 2x plus 13. And some of you are probably asking yourself, how come it doesn't have a bracket? Remember when I introduced systems, I said some of them will have brackets, some of them won't. But if they give you 2 or more equations, well, guess what is it? It's a system of linear equations. Okay? All right. Here we go. Pens down, eyes up here. So, first things first. I'm going to walk through this problem step by step. I need you guys to put your pens down, pay attention. However, if we look up, you wrote your system, and whatever I do afterwards, I'm going to start working on this side. But whatever I do, I want you to continue here on your paper. Does everybody understand? So some of you, like I said, some of you wrote example 1 and then you wrote here. So I want you to continue right here doing your work. Are we there? All right. So step 1, what is a symbol? Change. Change equations into standard form. So by looking at them, both of them are solved for y. So I'm going to get these, and I'm going to change them into standard form. So look at this one. To change it into standard form, I need to get rid of this x, send it to the other side. How do I do that? By adding 2x to each side. Add 2x, add 2x. I'm left with 2x plus y equals negative 5. Are we there so far? This one's already in standard form. Look at this one. To get rid of the 2x, I need to subtract 2x. Subtract 2x, so we're left with negative 2x plus y equals 13. Copy that, please. So step 1, change into standard form. Did we do that? Step 2, it says eliminate one of the variables by adding or combining. So check this out. In order to do that, I'm going to stack these 2 equations. So I want you to do this. Everybody look up. I'm going to get this equation, write it here. 2x plus y equals negative 5. And this one right underneath, I'm going to write negative 2x plus y equals 13. Write that down, please. And right now I'm going to erase all this, and I'm going to bring this, and I'm going to continue up here because I added some animation to this presentation. Once again, I'm going to erase all this, and I'm going to bring this, and I'm writing it. Ready? Okay. Here it goes. All right? So, from there, pens down, eyes up here. So, step 1, change to standard form. Did we do that? Yes. Step 2, eliminate one of the variables by adding or combining. So, check this out. So, I'm going to add these 2. And you're saying, what do you mean, Mr. Q? Well, check this out. Remember when you were in elementary when they showed you how to do this? 10, let's do this like this. 10 plus 4. They show you how to add like this, right? That's what we're gonna do here. So pay attention. Focus. So here it is. I'm gonna eliminate one of the variables. 2x and negative 2x. You see that's a 0 pair. So therefore those cancel. What is y plus y? Y plus y is 2y. And 13 minus 5, that's 8. Copy that, please. Now, who notices that we're left with one variable? That's why step 3 says solve the equation for the remaining variable. So what do? Divide by 2, divide by 2. So y is equal to 4. However, for a system of equations, don't we need an x value also? So what do? What do you think? We substitute into one of the 2 equations, right? So check this out. Step 4, it says substitute that value into one of the 2 equations and solve for the last. So I'm going to use the first equation, 2x plus y equals negative 5, but instead of y, what do I write? 4. So there it is. So I bring the 4 down here. and solve for the remaining variable. There we go. Subtract 4 from each side. Move this out of the way. We got divide by 2, divide by 2. X equals negative 4.5. Are we there so far? Okay, so C. Step 1, change into standard form. Did we do that? Yes. Step 2, eliminated one variable. Did we do that? Yes, eliminated here. Step 3, solve for the remaining variable. There it is. Step 4, substitute that into one of the two equations. I got the first one. I substituted that and solve for the remaining. There it is. Step 5, write as a coordinate and check. Write as a coordinate and check. So my coordinate is what? Negative 4.5 and 4. And do we know how to check? Yes. For those of you that forgot, we take these values and substitute into both equations. But I'm just going to do the first equation so you guys can see the process. But you know exactly what to do from there. We're going to take the first equation, that one, and instead of x and instead of y, I'm going to substitute negative 4.5 for x and 4 for y. There it is. That becomes negative 9 plus 4 equals negative 5. So what is negative 5? Is negative 5 equal to negative 5? Yes, there it is. So if we were to check the other one, it is going to be a solution. That's why that's our solution. So far so good? Okay. And that's it. Fairly simple. Just the first two steps are the steps that are essential in order for us to do elimination. Okay. Example number 2. Copy this one, please. See if you can do this one by yourself. I'm just going to get you started with the first step. Copy that, please. Y equals negative 4x plus 10 and y equals 4x plus 2. Y equals negative 4x plus 10 and y equals 4x plus 2. So, everyone, first step is what? Change into standard form. So, go ahead and change those to standard form. See what you get. Okay, let's see. So, standard form, you need to change these. So, you should have added 4x to this one, to that one. So, our equation is 4x plus y equals 10. This one, subtract 4x, subtract 4x. So, you should have gone negative 4x plus y equals 2. And so, you got that part. Okay? What did we do after that? We stacked them, right? So, I'm going to bring these two and I'm going to write them here. There it is. And step 2 is to eliminate one of the variables. So let's see. Step 2, eliminate one of the variables. Which variable cancels? X. 4x minus 4x, those become 0 pairs. It's 0. Y plus y, that's 2y, and that is 12. Are we there so far? From there, can we solve that? Yes. Step 3, solve that equation for the remaining variable. So we divide by 2, y equals 6. And if you got it to right there so far. If you notice, it's easier than the other one, right? Yeah. Step 4. Step 4 says substitute that value into one of the equations and solve for the rest. So I'm going to get the first equation. But instead of y, what do I go substitute in there? The 6. So this becomes 4x plus 6 equals 10. So to solve for x, I need to subtract 6 from each side. We're left with 4x equals 4. Divide both sides by 4. And x equals 1. And if you got that by yourself? Okay. So therefore, our solution would be what? 1, 6. That is correct. Okay. We're not going to check this next one. I just want to make sure we get some more practice. So let's copy this next one up. Example number 3. This next one you'll be doing by yourself. Here we go. Example 3. Example 3. System. X equals negative 2y plus 11 and negative x plus 4y equals 1. I'll just walk you through the first step. Here he goes. Step 1. Change into standard form. Look at them. Before you do anything else, everybody look up. Look at the second equation. What do you notice? It's already in standard form, so we don't need to rewrite them both, right? The only one that we need to rewrite is this one. So check this out. To save space and time, I'm going to go ahead and change this one right here, and then I'm going to rewrite it underneath right here. Are we there? So to change it into standard form, what do I need to do? Get rid of the y, is that correct? I add 2y, add 2y. These cancel. So what do I have on this side of the equation? X, remember x comes first. X, what else? Plus 2y equals 11. Did you see what I did right there? If you don't see it, then you know what? You're going to have to write it completely. Write it over here. X equals negative 2y plus 11. Change it into standard form. Plus 2y plus 2y. To standard form, the x comes first, then the y. Bring down the 11, and that's how we get this. But I just did it there so I can save space and time. Are we there? So now check this out. At that point, everybody look up. Once you did this, once you change it into here, I don't want you to use this one anymore. We're going to focus just on these two. Therefore, do you know what to do from there? Yeah, finish it off, please. See what you get. Go. Okay, here we go. So, focus, please. So, here we eliminate the x's. We're left with 6y equals 12. From there, we divide by 6 divided by 6, y equals 2. Hands if you got y equals 2. So on our solution, the y is 2. We just need to find x. So I'm going to use the second equation. Does it matter which equation I use? No. It could be either or. So I'm going to use this one, x plus 2y equals 11. But instead of y, I need to substitute in there the value of 2. Bring everything else down. Equals to 11. 2 times 2, that's 4. Bring everything else down. And I solve for x, so minus 4 minus 4. X equals 7. So my solution is 7, 2. Hands if you got that by yourself. Solution. Questions, comments, autographs? No? Okay. Copy this next one down. Example number 4. Example number 4, system. X equals negative 3y plus 8 and negative x plus 5y equals 8. See if you can do that one by yourself. Go. Here you go. So this is the one that is not in standard form, so I need to change it in standard form. Everybody look up. This, if you made a mistake, check out the process. Plus 3y plus 3y. These cancel, and I'm going to rewrite this underneath. What comes first? The x plus 3y equals 8. I no longer use this one, and I'm gonna eliminate our variable, which is here. I'm left with 8y equals 16. So far, so good? Divide by 8, divide by 8, y equals 2. So on my solution, this is 2. I need to solve for x. So I'm going to bring this one, x plus 3y equals 8. But instead of y, it's 2. Bring everything else down. X plus 3 times 2 equals 8. X plus 6 equals 8. Minus 6 minus 6. X equals 2. So our solution is 2, 2. Solution. Hands if you got that by yourself. Okay? So, any questions? Are we good? Are we good so far? Okay, copy this next one down. Example number 5. Example 5. Example 5. Y equals negative x plus 4 and 3x minus y equals 3. Now, I'll do this one. I'll get it started together with you, and we'll do it together. Here it goes. So, here he goes. I need to get rid of, this one's already in standard form, so this one I need to get rid of the x, right? Add x, I eliminate x from here, so we're left with x plus y equals 4. So who notices that now, which are going to eliminate? The y's. So we're left with 4x equals 7. And the other thing, we're going to end up with a decimal, right? Yay, love decimals. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X equals 1.75. So we no longer use this one, and we need to choose one of these two to get our y value. I'm going to choose the second one. Is that correct? Okay. X plus y equals 4, but instead of x, what goes there? 1.75. I bring down the plus y, the equals in the 4, and I solve for y. So it's minus 1.75 minus 1.75. We're left with y equals, let's see, you have $4, but you spend $1.75, you're left with $2.25. Very good. So our solution to the system is what? 1.75 comma 2.25. Our solution. Okay? How are we doing? All right? So if you notice, it's a little bit easier than the substitution method, right? Okay? So let's continue. Let's do number 6. Copy this down, please. Copy this one, example number 6. 3x plus 4y equals 18, and negative 2x plus 4y equals 8. Now check this out. Okay, so now, pay attention, please. We get to this kind of problem, because I know some of you are saying, oh, this is so easy, but what if we get to one that neither one or the other one eliminates? Hold on, here it goes. Everybody look up. Pens down, eyes up there. Pens down, eyes up here. Here you go. So since here, step 1, they're already in standard form. Okay? Step 2, eliminate one of the variables. I cannot eliminate here because they don't have the opposite sign and the opposite coefficient. And here, these become 8y. No, I can't. However, everybody look up. Who remembers at the beginning of the year that I gave you guys, I said, if I give you the number 7, what makes this a 0 pair? Negative 7. 7 and negative 7 become what? 0. So basically they eliminate, right? How about if I gave you 10 and negative 10, that becomes 0. So look at here. Look at this one. What do you notice here? That one of them has to be what? Negative. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this one. Doesn't matter which, but I'm going to take the first. Multiply times negative 1. That becomes what? Negative 3x minus 4y equals negative 18. Now, from here, can I eliminate these? Yes. So do that step, please. Copy that. So check this out. So once you multiply here, we no longer, everybody look up, we no longer use this one. We just use these two. And now we can continue from there, yes? So what eliminate? The y's, and we end up with negative 5x equals negative 10. Divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5. X equals 2. And how do I solve for y? You need to get one of the two equations. I'll use the first one. This is negative 2x plus 4y equals 8. But instead of x, what goes here? 2. Bring down negative 2 plus 4y equals 8. This is negative 4 plus 4y equals 8. Let's solve for y. Add 4 to each side. 4y equals 12. And at the end, we divide by 4. Divide by 4. Y equals 3. And our solution is 2, 3. Solution. That's right. So now, are we there so far? Okay, we got one last example. Copy this down. Example number 7. So that was if both of them had the same number, but the same sign. So let me give you example 7. Example 7. 2x plus y equals 3, and negative x plus 3y equals negative 12. Copy that. Okay, so check this out. Pens down, eyes up here. Who notices now that none of the variables have the same number anymore, the same coefficients? They're both in standard form. It's already changed to standard form. So if I was to go to the next step, I needed to eliminate a variable, but they cannot eliminate. And you're saying, Mr. Q, well, this one needed to have what number here? A negative 3. But aren't these, everybody look up, aren't these already positive and negative? So what number should be here in order to eliminate these? 2. So therefore we multiply this equation times 2. So check this out. This becomes negative 2x plus 6y equals negative 24. And then I no longer use this, and I eliminate using this equation and this equation. You guys see that? So what eliminates? This and this, and we're left with 1y and 6y. That's 7y. And this is negative 21. Do we know what to do from there? Yes. And the rest is the same. Just the first part I wanted you to see. So homework is found on page what? 347, numbers 1 through 9 and 11 through 16 all. Yeah. All right, guys, enjoy your homework. Have a good one tutoring today. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow.